Well, it's Pure West Sport for a Monday evening with Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors on DAB Digital Radio across the county, on the Pure West Radio Facebook page as well right now. And a massive thank you to Hannah Webster for telling us about that amazing trip and competition in Las Vegas she took part in. I tell you what, Gord, she was quite enthusiastic, wasn't she, about her sport? How good was that?
It's inspirational, isn't it, Ben? Telling us that she was a marathon runner and then having that taken away because of her condition in MS, and then turn it into a positive to take part in what she did on the weekend and came fourth in the CrossFit World Championship. It's just incredible. A great positive attitude from Hannah, and somebody to watch her progress, because I can see it next year, Ben. You say to her, it did hurt her when I said that. I didn't want to. But she's determined. You can see it. Very competitive, and I wish her all the luck in the future.
And seriously talented. So if you do get the chance to watch that back from part one this evening, please do. And if you can support Hannah, she would be so grateful as well. But let's get into some of the football from the weekend, actually. And Fraser, we said at the opener, didn't we, that it might be September, but there were matches off across the county and certainly challenging conditions up and down Pembrokeshire, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Heavy rain, I think, swept through Friday and Saturday, didn't it? I think most Division 1 games are actually played.
They were all played.
A lot across the board was called off. Junior football pretty much wiped out as well, with the exception of the all-weather pitch in Bridge, ironically. But yeah, no, it's winter in Pembrokeshire, mate.
Maybe we'll have that final flourish of summer. Difficult for the Ironman event as well. We're going to be talking to an Ironman in a few moments. But no doubt, I think the result of the day in Division 1, and we've said that just over the last few weeks, as the season's got going, it has been pretty close. And the result of the day was that win for St Ishmael's. They beat Hakin United by 3-1. And Fraser, that was quite a result for Tish, wasn't it?
It's a huge result. We saw the position they were in. We spoke about them last week, didn't we? Of being on 7 points after 4 games, and being, their goal scorer, I think, Aaron Hallam, who's again was on target again on Saturday. But then you looked at the fixture, saw they were going to Hakin, and thought that would be a much truer reflection of where they're actually at. Well, they've told us where they're at. To go to the Obs and win 3-1, you can forget the conditions and calling it a leveler and what have you. To go to Hakin and win.
No, it was actually played at Tish.
It was played at Tish.
Before we get any.
My mistake. It's my mistake there. But forget talk of conditions, leveling it out. That is a performance. That is a win. Hakin were the last unbeaten team in Division 1. No one's unbeaten after 5 games, which is unusual. And look, how far can Tish go? They're on 10 points. It's certainly not going to be in a relegation battle this year. Pretty confident in saying that. And they can keep enjoying it because they're not expected to be there, and they're maintaining their form at the moment. So, Graham Ninnis, I like Graham Ninnis. I've spoken to him the last couple of weeks. I've often the chance to talk, and each time he's almost deflected the attention onto his players. He's with interviews, he asked me to approach the players. He's not getting carried away. He's putting the focus on them, but he's doing great work there. They've started well.
Yeah, brilliant effort. And Gordon, which game did you say you were at? Did you say you were at Merlin's Bridge?
Yeah, Merlin's Bridge Tenby. And again, they played the previous week, so they played back-to-back league games last week. Yeah, it is a strange one, but Tenby won last week 2-0. Scott Fernie, I believe, had 2 goals last week. And then this week they played again at a very, very wet and windy 4G pitch at Haverwest High School. And it was a good result for Tenby. I have to say, Merlin's Bridge did compete in that game. They had chances where they could have sneaked a few goals themselves and didn't put them away. And they nearly beat Goodwick on the opening day of the season. It was for the fact that the 95th minute equaliser was scored by Goodwick. They're going good as well. But Gareth Newt, who's been on the show, will be delighted that he's got such points off Merlin's Bridge so early in the season.
Yeah,
that'll be a bonus, and that'll be interesting as well as the season progresses, because everybody's going to play the Bridge twice as well, and they've vastly improved this season. The result really was a little bit flattering for Tenby, if I'm honest, but they did deserve it. But it's going to be an interesting season. Goodwick won 10-0 as well.
11 was it? Was it not 11?
11-0.
Will Howarth had 4 and Rhys Jones 4, so they're back to their scoring best as well. free-flowing scoring. So it's going to be interesting. And Moncton beating Fishguard Sports 7-1.
Yeah,
that was incredible as well. To be fair, they're a very good side. Moncton, they got some
Moncton
quality
also
players.
On 10 points after 5 games.
Exactly. So it's making it. We've always spoke every season for the last few years
about it condensing up a bit.
And a 2-horse race. I'm afraid this season is what we want. It's going to be about 4 or 5 in the mix.
I mean, I tell you what was significant, Gordon. Speaking to Tenby players after that Hakin loss earlier in the year 2-1, they were very, very disappointed to lose that at the Odd. And when they beat Goodwick, the manager Gareth was almost saying to me, it makes amends for that thing that shows their ambitions this year. And to drop those 3 points to Hakin, because history's shown you don't want to drop too many points to early on, because the top teams don't tend to drop many. That might be different the way it's going this year. But Hakin, having now lost, almost wipes out that 3 points. They're back level pegging again.
Of course they are.
So it was a good day for them.
Yeah, and Scott Davis knows that himself. Hakin will be there or thereabouts. It's a blip, and it happens. Yeah. These little results go against you now and again, and it has on Saturday. But Hakin, Goodwick, Tenby, Moncton, the Bridge. It's nice. Tish as well. They have a bearing on it as well. It's great to be able to say that now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, Fraser, would you agree with what Gordon was saying there? Do you think this is the season where we might see someone else finish in that top 2? Can those sides sustain it, do you think?
I mean, from what I've seen,
And who would it be? Do you think?
Tish and Moncton's results, obviously, speak for themselves, but I haven't seen them to give an expert view on it yet. From what I've seen of Tenby, I would think Tenby will seriously challenge for a top 2 spot. I think they're genuine title contenders. It's not as easy as that, when you haven't won a title for so long. Things like mentality and how you manage the season will come into it. It's still very early days. But I think Tenby have the squad and ability to certainly challenge Hakin and Goodwick, and I think Gordon's right. I believe 2019 when Moncton won the title and Merlin's Bridge won both cups. That was the last time I remember it almost being a 3-4 team race at the top.
Yeah, that's right.
Hoping we do get one again this season.
Yeah, and it's good, isn't it, for interest in the division, Gord, isn't it, that we have a few teams capable of pulling off those surprise results, and it's not just the same 2 every year. That's important for the division, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it gets a little bit, should I say it, a little bit boring when it's the same 2 sides involved at the top. But you have to give them credit for being there. But they're the benchmark. The teams need to be able to get to their level and compete, and we're seeing a bit more of that this season at the moment. I know it's early stages, but it is good to see that.
Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, we will continue to follow what's going to be an exciting few weeks, I think, as we head into the autumn properly. Let's see how that title race continues. 5 games in, you never know, guys. We might just be looking back in a few weeks saying it was just a blip, and Goodwick and Hakin are occupying those top 2 spots. Maybe we're getting too excited after 5 weeks, but we shall see. A couple of other bits to mention. We're going to talk to an Iron Man as well before the end of the show. A couple of other bits to mention. It's a big week for Haverfordwest County, beaten at the weekend. 2 games to come this week. 1 tomorrow, home to Barry, and then Gordon. Can I call this a local derby? A trip to Stebbin Heath? No, okay. A trip to Stebbin Heath to take on Llanelli to come as well. But Fraser, those are 2 big games, and actually, the Bluebirds need to get some points from these 2, I think.
100%. League table doesn't lie, does it? And obviously the bottom 2 right now are Haverfordwest and Llanelli, who will meet on Friday that you just mentioned there. They need to get a result against Barrytown first, for sure. I think Barry's only sitting 7th at the moment. But you are right, there will be, it's early days there as well, of course, but in that league too. But if they come away without a win from those 2 games, concern will start to mount. They haven't had the long European run. There was not really an excuse for not hitting the ground running this season. As of yet, they haven't, has to be said.
Yeah, indeed. So tomorrow night, 7:45, Oggy Bridgemeadow for that game against Barry, away to Llanelli on Friday. Just before we take a break and we finish off talking Ironman in part 3, just a couple of rugby scores to mention as well. And God, actually, the one I wanted just to mention first up was Narberth, because they've had a not a bad little start to the season, actually. They're finding a way to win games, albeit narrowly, but they beat Cross Keys 21-17, didn't they, on Saturday? And that was a really good win.
Yeah, Ricky Guest, the coach, will be delighted that they've got off to such a positive start to the season. It doesn't matter how you win games, you have to grind them out sometimes, and Saturdays was probably one of those type of games. But they got the result, they've got the win, and that gives players confidence going into the next game. And the whole squad, they're in a good place at this moment in time because they had a difficult season last season. It started well, and that's important for the Otters to keep this going now.
It was that change of coach as well, wasn't it? And just felt the step up was hard last season, wasn't it? But they got over the line to stay up, and maybe this is now kicking on from what they learned last season with Ricky Guest in charge.
Yeah, of course. They should be better vested, better prepared. They've had 2 vital wins at home as well. It's vital they do win those games. Torrential conditions, of course, across the board again on Saturday. Actually, quite funny. One of the St David's boys wanted to make sure I mentioned there were 9 tries shared between St David's and Langham in that 36-17. Now that's unheard of. In that way, you put more money on that finishing 3-0. You know, I've seen the Langham hanging on for dear life at 5-3, 6-5. So I don't know where that came from, but otherwise, yeah, some interesting results. Pembroke heavily beaten by Tenby Athletic in Division 4. So Tenby second, already looking strong. Statement win there too.
And also life for Crymych in the Championship. It's been a difficult start there. They were well beaten by Ammanford and Crymych a club we've featured quite a bit on the show, haven't we? Tricky start.
They battled to the end, really did last year. But I concerned looking at their side, Ben. I think there's a few people for respectfully, you know, of an older generation still playing there who you perhaps thought be more suited on playing seconds or taking up a coaching role now. I fear for them this year. I really do. They've had a pretty brutal start, and I'm concerned. You know, obviously Elgan Vitt will go in a big influence as coach, and you know, commended them last year because they kept at it and they stayed up. And the easy option would have been to go down. And I worry for their chance of staying up this year, and I hope I'm proved wrong.
I'm afraid a win for your old side, Whitland.
Yeah.
It was nice to see that on.
It was nice because they've had a tough start.
We
weren't able to raise a side the week before, which was a big concern.
And it was great to see my old team, Alfred West, as well. They got a win against Llandeilo at home. They've started well this season as well, which is good to see down in Merlin's Bridge. So, and Milford had a battle at the Obs against
Nancaredig.
Yeah. Was it Nancaredig?
Yeah, beaten 15. Oh, I'm not sure. They were beaten 15-3.
Yeah. But, you know, our Pembrokeshire sides are playing some decent stuff at the moment. So get out and watch some rugby on a Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. PembrokeshireSport.co.uk has good coverage as well. It was New Dock Stars, actually, for Milford. 15-3 at the weekend. But good to see, the rugby season definitely in full swing, and we'll bring you some coverage here on Pure West Sport. Just one other quick rugby line as well. Matt Sherritt confirmed today he's left Cardiff. That broke this afternoon, didn't it? So he was in caretaker charge of Wales for the Six Nations, then got that win in Japan. He's left Cardiff and he's going to be full-time with Steve Tandy. Was that a surprise?
I think it was on the basis that he'd gone back to Cardiff, he's full-time coach, and often days before the season.
Is it a surprise now, boss? Is it?
Perhaps not. The timing of it.
We don't know who's going to be playing yet. Yeah. Probably it's the only chance of having a job, you know what I mean.
You wonder what he knows.
Yeah. So, what's this space, Ben?
There you go. Maybe you heard it here first. Good stuff. Right, listen, we're going to come back for the final part of the show because yesterday, of course, thousands of men and women took on Ironman 2025. It was brilliantly supported. Conditions were so tough by the looks of it. We've got great videos on the Pure West Facebook page. We're going to be talking to one of those Iron Men who took part yesterday. We're going to do that next on Pure West.